Today we're going to talk about North Carolina wills and probates and how to find them. There's a couple different ways you can find them. Okay, I've jumped over to Ancestry, but I want to show you there's actually a couple different ways to find wills and probate records for North Carolina ancestors. And we're going to start with Ancestry, and then I'm going to jump over to FamilySearch and show you how to do it over there. This whole section of my family tree is, I mean, a lot of these guys were from North Carolina. But what if you didn't know if the will actually exists? Because remember, not everybody had a will. Here is a little trick. So let me show you. We're going to be working on Harlan B. Hale here. If we go into a census record, we're going to drill all the way in. This is one of the reasons why you want to look at the actual census record for your ancestor. So here he is right here. This is the 1850 U.S. Federal Census, but this can work on really any census that has a real estate value. That is a clue that there is probably a will or probate package, because anytime there was property involved, and even if a person died without a will, he may have died intestate, which is what that means, dying without a will, then that could be that a clue that there is a will to find or a probate package to find. Just keep that in mind. Now, also, you see this square. Let me go back just for a second. You see all these little emojis I put in here. This is just something I was working on the other day, and I wanted to kind of get a quick glance at what ancestors I have fully, completely exhaustively done the whole research and the research notes and everything that I normally do. So, some of these are a work in progress. Some of these I haven't even started yet. And so we're going to work on Harlan here and take a look. Now, before we get started, I'll just show you how I did that real quick. You can go to Emojipedia and grab whatever circles or squares or little icons you want and put them in the suffix fields. You don't want to put them anywhere else, only in the suffix field, because it doesn't mess with the algorithm at Ancestry. I'm not going to go through my whole research process, I promise you. We're here to talk about wills and probates. But a cheater's way for me on this particular one, when I was just getting started with looking at this a few minutes ago, was that somebody has put up a photograph of a will. Here is an image. This is a member photo. And if we open that up, we can see that that is like a JPEG or something of the will. Awesome. Beautiful. Okay, but I want to go show you how to find the actual record in case you can't find it. This is the easy way. And so this is kind of like cheating, right? Plus, we need the full package and the source information. Here it is, North Carolina Wills and Probate. Oh, that's the collection. That's in the... Now, these are hints, so I can go straight there and find it. Now, this is not what I was intending to show you, but let's go take a look, because I'm going to show you how to find this. Harlan B. Hale, will. He wrote it in 1853, it looks like. So just so you'll know, when you're looking at these things on Ancestry, I can almost guarantee that this folder is contained at the North Carolina State Archives, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a few minutes. But you always want to kind of pay attention to where this information is coming from. So North Carolina State Archives, probate. Okay. All right. So we're going to close that. So as we're looking at this, you want to make sure that you're not just looking at the very first page, because there is multiple images here for his record. Now, they always photograph the header, and if you were... That's Hall Willis. Interesting. Interesting. Harlan B. Hale. So is this the end? Let's go back and look. Let's go backwards. Okay, here's a lesson. See, we're doing this together. When I first looked at it, I was looking at image 1591, which was this cover, right? And I was thinking I was going forward, but when I go forward, it switches to another person, Willis Hall. Well, that's not the same guy. I'm looking for Harlan B. Hale. And so we want to go backwards and go, okay, is this it? Harlan B. Hale. All right, so this is the end of the document. Interesting. So this roll is in reverse order. And so we want to go backwards. I, Harlan B. Hale, of the County of Randolph, State of North Carolina, being of sound mind and memory, but, what does that say? Considering the uncertainty of my earthly existence, do make and declare this my last will and testament. All right. Okay. So this is my guy. Let's go back another image. All right. So now we're back to the folder, the first folder. Interesting. So however this was, okay, so that's somebody else. All right, so this starts on image 1588. So this is what I really want to import as my ancestor's will. So more than likely what happened was somebody tagged the last image instead of the first image. And so what we want to do is we're going to close this and we're going to say yes, because we want to at least grab that location. And I'm not going to walk through the whole process. Okay, I went ahead and saved that. Okay, I'm going to show you how the professionals do this. Now, instead of going through the hint process, while the hints can certainly give you some clues that there is a will that exists in this case, we're going to go to search and we're going to drop down to card catalog. Now, if it's not showing in the hints, this is the way you want to go about looking for it. So in the card catalog, we have wills, court, land, wills, and financial. We're going to click on that and we're going to use all these filters here to help narrow the gap. So we're going to go USA and we're going to go more, and I'm going to drop down to North Carolina. And we know that he died around 1853. So we're going to say 1850s. Not that it matters that much for wills and probate, but what we also want to do is sort by record count and take a look and see what we've got here. So we want wills and estates. So we're going to filter this down further. Before we had court, land, wills, and financial, which encompasses all of these groups. We're going to drill down a little bit farther. And here is our North Carolina wills and probate. This is what does that say? 2.6 million records. So this is the one we want. We could certainly look through other packages, but if you'll notice that there's not a lot of records here. So the reason why we go with the record count is to help increase the odds that you're going to find something. Well, this is the big package right here that we know were all the wills and probates. And if you didn't catch that, I right-clicked and opened in a new tab. I'm going to come over here. Now, there's a couple different ways we could do this. We could search Harlan, and it's going to come up. Look, I have two of them. Interesting. Probably need to merge one. I'm going to pick my guy that we've been researching, and in this case, this helps filter down to the information that we need for a will. So that's fine. The other thing you could do is search by county over here. So let's go. We know he was in Randolph County, so we'll go Randolph. And then we've got a lot of individual sets of books and various collections within. Boy, there's a lot of them. So we might be able to find more information in here. But for now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit search. And we have 24 results, or excuse me, 41 results. So it says 24 are already in my tree. Let's open that up. And if you'll notice, I have smart filtering turned off. I do that on purpose because I want to find the record. So basically what that means is if this was active, which I can't even click on it right now, but if it was active, it means that it's not going to show you any more records that are already in your ancestor's file. So we're looking for Harlan B. Hale, and I'm going to guess that this is the record right here. Harlan B. Hale, probate date 1853. That looks right. I'm going to right click because I want to, and I'm going to open this in a new tab because I want to preserve this list in case I'm wrong in what I'm looking for. So now I'm going to go jump in, Harlan B. Hale. This looks like the same record I showed you a moment ago. Now remember, this roll is in reverse order. So we need to go back to image 1588, and this is the beginning of his file folder. And here is his will. Let's pull this up all the way. Yes, this is his will. So what we want to do is we want to go back to the beginning, and then we want to save to a person in our tree. And I'm going to say not B. Hale, but I'm going to start typing his name, Harlan, bold and Hale. This is him. Click, hit save. And now you get to go through that little wizard where it says, hey, is this what you want? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. I could add Sarah here if I wanted to. For now, I'm just going to say save to the tree. And now it should be in my list of sources here with the correct, see this was, hang on a second, let's take a look. See the little image here? This is showing the folder, the beginning of the folder. This one that we collected from before is showing us the end of the file. So I really don't need this one anymore. So I'm going to review and I'm going to remove that one because the one I want is this one because this shows the beginning of the file. So I'm going to guess that whoever did that before that was in the member hints had pulled it in when they had gotten to the end of the file. And so that's where it marked it from. All right, that's one way. And that is on Ancestry now. For those who do not have a subscription to Ancestry, we can jump over to FamilySearch and I'll show you how to find it there. Okay, here we are on FamilySearch, and we could certainly go to the tree and see if we can find Harlan B. Hale and see if perhaps it is in the sources on his profile there. Now remember, this is a collaborative tree, so people are researching and adding stuff. And at a quick glance, I'm in the sources tab. I see marriages, 1850. I don't see where anybody has put the source in here. So let's go find it. Now, FamilySearch has this really cool new feature that I'm going to show you. It is still in beta, but it is awesome for finding wills and probate records. So I'm on the home page. So I just clicked on the logo and I'm on the home page and I scroll down and I say view experiments. Now, if you've been following me at all, I've been talking about this a lot in the last few months. I don't know if you caught that. Let me go back. FamilySearch. I went too fast. View experiments. Go to experiments. Now, if this is the first time here, it will say try it like this, but I've already turned it on. So I'm going in, and now because this is a will, we're going to use some keywords here in a second, but I want to show you something. Scroll down. First of all, you can watch a video to help improve your search functions, but these are the records that are available right now. So they've just updated it to include U.S. plantation records as well, and some Australian and New Zealand records. Look at that, New Zealand wills and probates. This is awesome. We want U.S. land and probate. This isn't a clickable thing. We're just going to go search for it. So in that will, and most wills, it says last will and testament. So we're going to say last will and testament. And I'm going to put quotes around it because I want that grouping of words. I'm going to click on more options instead of search because otherwise it would just give me every will out there. I want Harlan B. Hale. Harlan B. Hale. I would put his full middle name, but I'm pretty sure it won't find it. Randolph County. Look at that. 1853, the very first one. I'm going to right click. I'm going to open in a new tab. Just again, in case I'm wrong. And what is happening here is that will is being fully searched. Look at this. Handwriting is being fully searched and transcribed in FamilySearch. This is an incredible new tool. And so I'm zooming in. I'm going to tilt up and you can see this is the same will. Harlan B. Hale of Randolph County, state of North Carolina, sound mind, yada, yada, yada. Last will and testament. The highlighted words are showing you what we had, the keywords that we were searching. We can turn that off if we don't want to see it. Okay. Now we can download just the image here. And we could copy the transcript here. Be forewarned, this is in beta, and quite honestly, it's already improved. I can tell they've been working on it. The transcriptions, sometimes you'll see the names repeated multiple times. It says Harlan B. Hill. Isn't that interesting? But it's Hale. You can clearly see that. H-A-L-E. They haven't gotten to the point where we can correct it yet, but it's trying to read the handwriting. A machine is reading handwriting. This is just incredible to me. Now you can download with the blue download arrow as opposed to this black download arrow. You can download the full transcript as a PDF. So, I mean, the full document. So it's going to pull in, keep in mind, just this image. All right. So it's going to pull in this image and all of this information that you see. So had there been multiple documents on one page, somebody else's will included on the same page, it would have also pulled that information in. So just be mindful of that. But you can download this information and it's going to download the image. Let me show you. It's going to download the image with highlights or without highlights. And you can choose to include the transcript, and please include the citation so that you know where you got it from. You can hit download. It runs up into your download folder, and this is what it looks like. It shows just that one image, and it shows the transcript with a hyperlink, which is awesome. But we know that this starts on this page. We always want to grab the folder as well. We have like 4 pages here of information. So you have to, at this moment in time, download each one individually so that you capture it all. Then you can combine it in a PDF reader later if you want. Let's pretend for a moment that it wasn't that easily found. If you'll notice, it was the first one in the list. And quite honestly, there's some others here that I need to investigate. However, I suspect that because I have identified myself in the World Family Tree, right? And Harlan B. Hale is part of my family tree, that the algorithm brought this one to the top. That's my guess. I haven't talked to the engineers there about that specifically. However, let's pretend it was not so easily found. You can use these filters up here to dial in the place, because if you'll notice, it was searching the whole world of information that they have. We could go to United States, then we could drill into North Carolina, wherever it is hiding in this list. There it is, and hit apply. And of course, it's bringing that same one back up to the top, but we could also filter to the year, roughly, I think to the decade. So he died in 1853, so we could say 1850s and hit go. And again, it's bringing up the same one to the top, and you probably noticed that the results are changing at the top. We could continue to dial in the types of records and so on. So you just have to play with the filters if you're not finding what you want right away. My experience has been, so far, I have found a lot of records that are my guy. I highly recommend you do 2 things. If you don't have a FamilySearch account, get one, and then start building your family tree until you connect to the world tree here on FamilySearch. Because when you've connected yourself, this is the world tree. It's just focused in on my little section of the world, right? Because you could keep going and drilling in and pulling down people from various different parts of the world. I'm just drilling around. And if you'll notice, I'm pulling them in. So that whole thing, if I hit the home, it'll take me back to where I was. Okay. My point being is that this FamilySearch function is phenomenal. And so again, how you would get to that is from the home page, scroll down to view experiments, go to experiments, type in some keywords. Most of what they have are land and probate records right now. Put in your person's name. But you've got options on how to find those wills and probate. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you was that there is the North Carolina State Archives. They have digital collections as well. If you scroll down, you can see they have all kinds of collections, and their primary focus is genealogy, okay? And down here toward the end here, they have a collection just for wills and probates, okay? Now, you can search the digital collection. This is archives.ncdcr.gov. This says /researchers/digital collections. I'll put a link in the description box below. All right, so you can then search here. I find that the full text searching on this website is not as intuitive as it is on FamilySearch. I find it so much faster on FamilySearch, so I highly recommend that you start there first. Now, why am I showing you the North Carolina State Archives if you have it already on FamilySearch? Because what you may want to do is go actually visit the archives in Raleigh and physically look at that document, because if it's hard to read in the digital image online, you might want to look at it closer. Remember that Harlan B. Hale was a little faint, so it might be that there's some faint handwriting that you need to go look at it in person, because there's nothing better than looking at it in person. And if you get to go, take a photograph of the image, not a PDF, but a photograph of the image. You can also have them scan it for you as well if you don't have a scanned copy. So as a reminder, we've got Ancestry's card catalog. You drill in by location and by date. And then we also have the family search, and where you scroll down, you hit view experiments and you jump into the full text search and do some searching here. How would you feel if you could break down those brick walls in your family tree? Or maybe you're just getting started in genealogy. What if you had the skills to confidently research your family history? We do this ancestor after ancestor, going back generation after generation. I do this all the time, and so can you. I help genealogy enthusiasts like you break down brick walls, learning smart research methods. I help you learn to find the records, and I will help you get organized so that you can share your ancestry with your family and future generations. I do this through a monthly membership course. It's called the Genealogy TV Academy. There are two components to this academy. There is the self-guided platform where you can take the courses online in your own time, and you can take them right now. Then there is the live Zoom meetings where you can watch a live presentation in the virtual classroom and participate in the discussion after each presentation. Now, if you can't make the live sessions, it's not a big deal because they're all recorded and added to the course platform within a few days of the live session. With the All Access Pass membership, you get everything I produce at the Genealogy TV Academy and on the Genealogy TV YouTube channel, including all of the handouts, worksheets, and the videos, all commercial free. The All Access Pass includes the live Zoom meetings, which happens typically the first Wednesday of each month at 3 p.m. Eastern US. And the live Q&A session, again, these are all Zoom meetings, and this typically happens the third Wednesday of each month. So we're getting together a couple times each month. This is an opportunity for you to ask questions and get feedback. Access to all past sessions are also included, and at this point there's hundreds of them. I've even grouped some of these into subjects. I call them paths, so that you can take a path from point A to point B to learn specific skills. You'll have access to all of the videos from 2022 to present day. Those are the YouTube videos with their handouts. All of that is included on the Academy platform, and it's all commercial free. Now, access to the Genealogy TV Insiders Facebook group is also a great community where you can ask questions. So are you ready to learn some new skills to help prove your family history and to get organized and maybe break down some of those brick walls? Are you ready to create a legacy that you can share with your family and your grandkids and have an accurate genealogy that will last for hundreds and hundreds of years? Are you ready? If so, click the Genealogy TV Academy link on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next Zoom meeting.